Alright guys, welcome back to
Lag is heavy.
Couch. What?
What's up, guys? How you doing today? I said the lag was heavy on our little audio syncing exercise that we do.
You're really cutting out with your
Which was
Skype stuff too.
you are a little too, buddy, but you know, I could fill in the details. You know, could fill those in for myself.
Yeah.
It's kind of good to always miscommunicate.
Always miscommunicate. It's a lesson in life.
You know what?
What?
I don't know where I was gonna go with it. I had a point to make. I was going to make a point, but it's gone now. I just had a brain fart. You know, it happens. Speaking of brain farts, I'm gonna take a look at any topics.
What are you doing?
Any topics we might have, you know?
Didn't you have yeah, you were gonna tell me something yesterday about a story or whatever, and then you wouldn't tell me because you said, "Oh, that's a story for tomorrow."
Oh yeah. I forget what it is though. I'm gonna look at our Skype combo here.
That's why I wanted you to tell me yesterday because I knew you'd forget about it.
It should be fine. Oh wait, yeah, was it after you showed me the JonTron challenge thing?
I don't remember. Dang it. Oh, you know what? The sword might actually be in there.
Where?
I haven't been in there yet.
Well then.
Might actually be the way to go.
Oh yeah, going through this conversation, it's hilarious.
What?
Oh wait, I see it. Oh yeah. About when I got fired from Tim Hortons.
Oh yeah.
Alright, the payoff, not that great, I'll admit it, but, you know, it definitely proves how much of a great person I am, so you guys will love me. I'm kidding.
What did you do?
But basically, Hunter yesterday was filling out, what was it, kind of like a employee training type of thing?
We needed to get our food handler certificate, and the course for that is so dry and so boring.
And I'm just like, I went through the exact same thing. Did I already say the name of the restaurant I was working for?
You did, yes.
Alright, well then, fuck Tim Hortons anyways. I can say what I want.
Just end it over it with something else.
Limb shortened.
Yeah, there you go. Take that soundbite and edit it over.
No, that's work. But anyways, so number one reason why I was doing this, I was in my first year of graphic design and minimum wage jobs weren't cutting it to pay the tuition because I never borrowed money for it.
Fuck.
And I thought I could do it, and you know, I eventually started talking to a tattoo shop about apprenticing there and making money that way. You know, I'm not gonna say the name of the tattoo shop.
Oh, but Tim Hortons is fine to say.
Just know that it's fucking... Because fuck Tim Hortons. You know, they can't fuck me up. Hell's Angels can.
Just said the name of the shop, didn't you?
I did not. You know.
Was it Hell's Angels?
They're just cool biker dudes, right? It was not called Hell's Angels. It was just owned by the Hell's Angels, which tattoo shop isn't? But anyways, you know, obviously I love tattoos and all that. Actually, the name of the tattoo shop is on my shirt right now, so that's funny.
Maybe you'll see that in the...
But regardless...
Never mind.
So what was happening was there was a Tim Hortons close by to them, and like I wanted to kind of talk to them more, right? So I basically signed up to work at that Tim Hortons, and I had to go through these employee training and all that, and it took like a full day. It was paid for, which was awesome because it was just a full day of watching videos. But it was also a full day of watching, this is how you make this kind of smoothie, and I'm just like, I don't care.
This is how you wash your hands.
Like if you want a lemon...
I am 20 years old, I know how to do that already.
I'm like, I'm 19. I know how to wash my hands by now. Like, these are all like, but like, I know that they do it to cover their ass in court and shit like that. Like, fucking dirty scumbags. But, so I started working there, and it was brutal shifts. Like, they were not fun because it was right downtown. Always busy, always, you know, just, you know, not a fun time to work. And I was always on my feet and tired me out pretty quick. And I got the morning shifts that started at around like 6 a.m. And I live pretty far from downtown, so like busing there, never fun. However, you know, I started working there, and they always had me on garbage duty.
Ugh.
Because, you know, that's the least fun job, and that's what you give to the new guy. I get it. I had to do that at the tattoo shop too for a bit. So I would throw out garbage into the dumpster, and there was always homeless people waiting for the garbage, right? Like, they were going to dive into this dumpster anyways.
Yeah.
So what I did was I just bought a table and chairs, like a patio set. Not like a nice one or anything, but, you know, like the cheapest one I could find, but it was just a patio set with some tables and chairs. And I would just leave it by the dumpster, like after hours, of course. I didn't buy it on work hours and set it up or anything. I just set it up there after hours. And like whenever I took the garbage out, I just put it out on the table, right? I figure if they're gonna, you know, if someone's that low, they'd appreciate that, right? I didn't think I was doing anything wrong, right? That wasn't in the employee manual. Like they said you couldn't give out free products, but they didn't say anything about you can't give out garbage, right?
Yeah.
And like, you know, this food has been out for 20 minutes, right? And then we replace it. Like, half the shit is like I eat it, right? Like before I throw it in the garbage bag, I eat it. And one, I got reprimanded for that, but I still fucking did it because if I'm working for minimum wage, you know, I'm getting away with murder if I can. Right? Like, yeah. I'm sure you kind of sneak a little bit of a taco every now and then, right? Oh, wait, no, you can't, because you're not that kind of restaurant. You can't just eat people's food.
No,
that they
you really can't.
Like, you know, this is like, I'm throwing out an entire tray of donuts, apple fritters, because I don't know why people don't like apple fritters. They're delicious, but I'm throwing out an entire tray of apple fritters that was baked 20 minutes ago, right? I take one. What's the harm? And like, you know, I throw that in the garbage bag, I throw like out this entire thing, restock, and I take the garbage bag out, and instead of throwing it in a dumpster, I put it on the table, and the homeless people are fucking happy, right?
Yeah. And then,
like, you know, and they're psyched. Now, I put out the food one time. One guy gets lippy with me saying I'm late, and he's got shit to do.
The homeless guy?
And I'm like, buddy, if you're waiting, a homeless guy. I'm like, buddy, if you're waiting on a garbage bag of food behind the dumpster, you got nothing going on. Like, you could afford an extra 5 minutes of me stocking up, like, you know, chocolate milk.
Yeah.
Like, I'm working, you're not. Like, you're getting you're getting, like, garbage for free. So, like, you know, we started getting lippy, and one guy comes to my defense. I didn't ask him to come to my defense, but, like, he did. He's like, man, you should be thanking him. He's like another homeless guy.
Oh.
Like that's why I put out a patio set, because there was more than one guy waiting for it, right?
Yeah.
And they would kind of just come and go, and like, I think the table was kind of the biggest issue because I found like a few needles there as well. That wasn't as nice. But getting back to the story, so like, you know, one guy kind of comes to my defense. He's like, man, you should be thanking him. He's an angel. And I'm like, I don't need that kind of, you know, attention. I started backing off. And the one guy kind of grabs me by the collar, right? And so he started rough handling me, so I push him off, and like I just kind of knock him one in the stomach, right? Just a quick, like, you know, like a quick jab. I'm like, I'm just gonna punch him in the stomach so he goes away, and I'm gonna go inside and lock the door.
Yeah.
Right? He was tougher than I thought. I guess heroin toughens you up a bit. Because like I didn't want to hurt him, of course, because he was pretty frail. Right? So like, you know, I push him off, I give him the jab, and he flips his shit. Right? He kind of like, he gets He-Man strength, right? He's just like, oh no, screaming nonsense now. I don't understand him. He lifts me by like my fucking neck, and like, you know, I'm not a tall dude, and this guy was a little taller than me. He lifts me up by my scruff of my neck and grabs me by my pants like a fucking cartoon. Lifts me up over his fucking head, or he tries to, right? He fails, he falls. I fall on his head with my back. His teeth dug into my back and cut me open. Not a fun experience because that got infected to shit. So, like, I'm falling back, suffocating this guy with my back, but I hit my head off the ground, so I was completely woozy. Like, and then I walk back in, and I stumble back into Tim Hortons, and, like, you know, they're like, we know what you're doing, you're giving away product, you're fired. Right?
Yeah.
Like, after, like, almost being knocked out, I get fired. But that's alright, because that was enough to kind of, like, you know, kind of pressure the tattoo shop into, like, giving me a chance, and I got to work there for a bit, you know. It was nice. It was a good experience. So any of you kind of in high school, kind of looking for work to pay up tuition, you know, get into a tattoo apprenticeship, you'll draw a lot, you'll get better at your art style, and you'll pay off school. Unless you want to be a tattoo artist, then, you know, keep being a tattoo artist, by all means. I love the shit. You know, I'm completely covered, but not completely, my legs. But I will be. It's just expensive.
I wanted to make a comment about it.
But yeah.
But this is one of the best places to farm for money. Just,
oh, okay.
Just doing what I'm doing here.
Those rupees, not rupees.
Every time you hit one of these heads, they'll pop out another one. So you can just sit here bouncing on heads for a really long time.
Combo horror. Multi-kill.
I'm surprised there isn't an achievement for, like, related along these lines. Or if there is, I already have it.
For pogo sticking on top of zombies?
Yeah. For, like,
well,
getting a 10
You
combo
have
or
your
whatever.
Steam notifications.
No, I've done this for like half an hour before. You get a lot of money from doing this. Which I should probably do off camera, huh?
Well, like... Well, I mean, you know, it's how you play the game. I want to see how you play the game. Plus, it let me kind of go on a bit of a rant on how I got fired from Tim Hortons, so... Also, if anyone wants to work for Tim Hortons, you know, don't. Just don't. Sell your body. I'm kidding, don't do that either.
What?
But, you know, it sucks. Don't do it.
I mean, honestly, just working for any customer service place is gonna suck. Just gonna be honest.
I mean, I had a few jobs, and, like, you know, I worked as a dishwasher, and I honestly liked that better than Tim Hortons. Like, the hours sucked, and, like, you know, they were long, but, like, I could just, you know, talk to, like, cooks in the kitchen like my friend and stuff like that. I didn't have to be all pompous and hoity-toity and, like, you know, kind of pretend like this person is my friend for 2 fucking minutes while they decide what kind of bacon they want. I'm just like, there's people in line waiting, like, you know, like...
Part of my favorite part of working at the coffee shop that I used to work at, my favorite part was just sitting in the back doing dishes. Because I didn't have to talk to anybody.
Yeah, you know... Yeah, I, like, dishwashing sucked. It, like, you know, it was heavy and hard sometimes, but at the same time, like, you know, servers would come in and they would, like, you know, be scolded by a customer or something, and, like, you know, it was at a fancy club, too, that I worked at as a dishwasher. And, like, the one time that I really regretted it was they had a wedding for 800 people. The kitchen was designed to serve 400. Or it wasn't a wedding. It was an event, now that I remember. Yeah, a wedding of 800 people. That's ridiculous. But, you know, it was a big event of some kind. It was a fancy, like, you know, Thai event. Like, you know, you had to wear a suit and shit. And the food was delicious and all that. But my neighbor is also, who worked there. He's since retired. He was kind of like the... like, overall maintenance kind of guy. Like, you know, he would kind of do odd jobs everywhere just because he was there for so long. And he saw this massive wire that was just laying in the grass, and he said, oh, that's not to code, and he cut it. And that cut the power to everything in the kitchen.
Wow.
So I have 800 fucking dishes coming in, dishwasher isn't working, and I'm like, oh, well, you know, I'm screwed. You know, there's no point of working today. I get to go home early. I get to eat like this hot meal, right? Because they can't serve it all at once, right? And they're like, nah, you're washing everything by hand. And I'm like, fuck my life. Like, I've never seen dishes piled so high. I actually broke a plate because I had so many plates stacked on top of each other, it broke on the bottom.
Really? And just the weight of the stack broke it.
Broke it, yeah. And the stack nearly fucking fell, too.
Wow. I wanted to make a comment. You were saying, like, all of the monsters on the web islands were weird? How about all the ones here?
Yeah, these are strange. Like, that looks like some kind of Spider-Man Carnage Venom inspired type of thing. Oh, and look, it looks like one of that moth from Metroid. It's one of the only things I remember from that game.
Like, all the other ones from the other island are like a cartoon horror kind of thing. Like, hey, that's kind of scary. All of these, like, you could actually find in a horror game, and you're sitting here like, oh my god.
Yeah, no, these are nightmares.
I hate this area too because they all do so much damage, and they keep popping out of nowhere.
I like.
So you have to.
The music I like though, yeah. But yeah, popping out of nowhere. Shit.
It's not okay.
It's not okay. No. What is this? This is mud bog, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know what kind of oil slime these things are made out of, but I don't appreciate it.
Yeah, they look oily. They don't look like mud, too. But it's still awesome atmosphere.
It is. As much as I don't like this place, I still like this place.
Well, it's unsettling. Like, it does look very alien.
Like, replaying a game, there's always going to be that one point that...
any...
Actually, did I just save it? I did. Awesome.
I think you did.
Look at this free way to get health back. You just respawn at the checkpoint you just got with full health. And you don't have to use an item for it.
Wicked.
And you don't lose anything either.
Oh, that's good.
But
it's one way to play the system.
Like, there's always, when you're replaying a game, there's always that one part. And you know which part I'm talking about. That one part where you're sitting there like, oh, this part. Maybe you don't know because you didn't really play games
this is the
much,
one part I didn't like.
But there's always that one part. Yeah. And
I have that with movies, though. I have that with, like, animated movies. Like, oh, this movie is awesome, and then I'll watch it, and then it'll get to that one part. And I'm like, I have to sit through, like, this 5 minutes of, like, where it just didn't come out for me, right?
Yeah. That's this part for this game, for me.
That's terrible. However, it is about that time. Call it another episode, ladies and gentlemen.
End this off on getting the dark magic here. Making some progress.
Making progress. As it should be. Anyways, I'm gonna shut this bad boy off here.